Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got a 3v5 game here, and on the 3 we've got Raphael here in the grey Geonosians, we've got RVA as the pocket here in the purple Rebel Alliance, and in the blue Black Sun we've got FluffyRabbit, who's about to open with 2 nurseries, so I'm not quite sure about. If we go to his resources, you'll find that you start with 200 carbon. And he's 4 out of 5 population, so he's got himself housed here. And then we've got his wing on the other hand, who is Kissm here in the orange Gungans. And from what I remember, and this just being kind of funny, because I've watched it like the first couple of minutes of this game. I don't know how I noticed this, but well, we've got the double nursery problem. And then Kissm here, just to try and even things up, I guess, as his wing manages to lose his worker as well. So they're both just having the most terrible start, both these guys. But the rest of the players on Kissm's team, we've got Attacker Die here in the teal playing the Resistance, we've got Frost in the yellow Wookiees, and somewhere around here we've got Darthkraken. The green blends in so well. The Green Republic, Darthkraken, and then we've got luckyashman here in the red Imperial Remnant. So yeah, 3v5 with FluffyRabbit on the team of 3, and he's having a shocker right now. And just to sum it up, if we go to the society stats and we look at the workers, you can see that FluffyRabbit and Kissm both having a bad time right now. Oh yeah, I think Kissm like unqueued some of his workers as well. I don't know why he did that. So he just had the worst possible start, everything going wrong for him. But hey, he's on the team of 5, so he should get away with it, right? Now looking at the map, it's one of those sort of rivery maps. I can't remember the names of them. Sure someone will comment them in the video. But what I like about this one is it's got some objective play to it. So here on Dark Island we have quite a lot of Nova and ore, so it's something to play for. There's tons of fish as well, so it's good for fishing. And there's a couple of crossings as well, so it's not just like there's one crossing. I got about 2 here, so players can dedicate some prefabs to wall them, or they can leave them be, or they can try and wall them and then delete the wall and rush or something like that. There's a lot of strategic elements that come into play when there's crossings, particularly if they're not like super easy to wall off. Like it's more than maybe like 2 prefabs, you know. There's a little bit more interesting things to it. We've got a lot of Gundarks, so it's just Gundark Island seems to be the big theme, but we do enjoy all the objective resources to play for. And it should be a tricky game for them. I mean, it's just Raphael, RVA here, and then Fluffy. Fluffy can be pretty annoying though. Like if he gets left to do what he wants, he can be into quite an annoying player to actually kill off. He's very defensive, so it's not like you could just kill him with a few units usually. The only problem is that he pretty much always tries to rush, even when it doesn't make sense for the map really. And that way you can get bullied by people going to tech level 3 and stuff. But usually he's very difficult to kill off with like some early aggression, just because he's got like turrets and he's got anti-air turrets and stuff. So he should at least be like a very, very efficient sandbag for this team on the right hand side. Which maybe allow RVA to play a lot more on the left hand side and support Raphael here. And maybe if they can get like a player killed off very early, it'll make it a lot more manageable as things go on. The worst thing would be for, you know, all 5 to be alive in the late game. And I'm going to open my troop center here. So being Geonosians, you're going to have the extra Nova, which means you don't need to do as much rallying back and forth. You've already got your basic training. That's why you've got the extra Nova. So very easy to dedicate all your starter Nova to the Mounties. It says I'm looking on the player, but I'm not, am I? Weird. It does have a Mountie queued up without the power core, just to get it a little bit the percentage there. No wall off yet, so the Mountie should make it across. On the other end, oh god, I've got this on such a slow speed. No way am I watching this on 0.75. Prefab shelter wall started here. And it's all looking very basic all around here. Doesn't look like there's too much lure or anything like that. See some farms coming out now. Raphael here getting housed, is he? Yes, indeed. It looks like he is going to make a lot of Mounties, I'm assuming. He's got some workers on to Nova as well. Does run past the worker here who's trying to wall this off desperately. Is that actually a prefab kit? Maybe. Maybe wanted to push that worker off there and stop any sort of walling. But Ashman not really paying too much attention to it though. He's had an opportunity to actually close off the wall here and then he would just have one mounted to deal with, but the second one just runs straight past him as well. No basic training. Oh, he does have basic training. How did he lose that worker so quickly? Does kill off a mountie. Maybe it was a lower health worker. That second one died as well. Another mountie coming in. And it's going pretty well for Raphael here, where he gets to just trade, mounties for workers. It's much easier to pump them out of this rate as well, being the Genosians. It is going to make him stay T1 for a long time. He is making sure to kill off that worker, stop him doing any sort of walling. Ashman, however, did get his troop centre and his power core up, so he's got his trooper recruits out here. Doesn't really look like there's anything going on the other side, but, as usual, FluffyRabbit is building troopers and thinking about some sort of rush. He can't though, because it's walled. And the Mounties are going to be running off here to the pocket. Maybe not realising Darthkraken exists, or he just wants to go for Frost because he thinks Frost is a much better player. Not too sure. I do see Frost, right now. He's getting this power core. I think it's maybe being pinged out by RVA, who scouts there. It's really up for grabs against the Mounties here. There's nothing he can really do to stop it. He doesn't have a troop centre or anything like that. Tries to repair it, but I don't really think he can. Does have that extra HP on his workers being Wookiees. Just kind of helps in this situation. You can maybe try and get the troop centre up, repair the power core. Just going to cost him a lot of carbon. Does keep the Mounties here longer. He's given up on that. He's got the next guy now. Maybe just considers the damage done that he's forced the troop centre. Okay, on the other hand, Fluffy tried to rush, but this side's been walled by his teammate. Kissm here, getting sort of a free fish here. Not really any problems after walling. It looks like the Mounties are on their way there as well. Attacker dies, sort of built a turret. So the Mounties have done a lot of damage to try and keep, the teams down. See the scout from RVA seems to be directing the Mounties everywhere, finding all these power cores. I don't think anyone's T3 yet, no. RVA playing a sort of a greedy T2, I'm assuming he's going out and getting the Padawans, getting chased by Gundarks. This power core not going. Oh, this is quite clever. The frigates to defend it. He's not getting the power core actually. That's a huge defense there from Kissm. So just repairs his power core and gets the frigates out. He is getting the Gundark slapping his worker though. And looks like the first players have started hitting T3, so we got RV and Attacker die. Attack being one of the many pockets. Some troopers from Frost searching for these Mounties that are now in the carbon line of Kissm here. And double air base from RV. I don't know why Attack's always just got one air base, but yeah, one air base. They should probably have two air base really, being an air civ. Really get it. Just kind of auto lose if two fighters shot. And RV seeing the fighter there and just going straight for it. Just too busy shooting the Mounties. And now there's going to be two fighters here, and then another one comes, but then there's two fighters, so he doesn't win that either. So it's 0 for 2. And now Kissm in a lot of trouble here. Because in the moment there'll be like 4 fighters, and then it'll be 4v1, and you can see the problem of just having one airbase. You've got a second airbase now. Turret and stuff, very defensive. This is why you should just open with double airbase though. And another one goes down. He did lose a fighter, but pretty sure it was to the boat. Trying to go for the power core with the bomber here. He might get it. Oh, the fighters are there, so Attack is at least still sending his fighters over and helping out. Fluffy's still continuing his rushing. I don't know what he's up to, really. Why doesn't he go through the wall on his side? He's very lost. He could just be really annoying and just cut through this wall and keep the pressure on him. Raphiel's built my transport ship. You just delete the wall. Or make a gate. Some peak carbon gatherers here. Needs a new carbon processor. It's like a big boom here for Raphiel. Just maybe hoping that Fluffy is just going to distract them with his antics here. A couple of his own fighters out, which is, you know, not too difficult to deal with the fighters from attack because there's not a lot of them really. If you're over here actually going for the transport ship, this is really weird. And he's just going to lose all of them. Not really the best trade. Let's maybe on Frost to try and get T4 air here. Got 4 air bases, he's got a research center. It looks like he's almost got the resources for it. Could do some damage to the team. This is, you know, what you would expect to happen really in a 5v3 game like this. You know, one of the players just gets completely unharassed. He's got the fish as well, so that's why he's got all that food for it. So he's off to T4. RV on the other hand, not really anywhere close. Neither is Raphiel. Remember, we've seen him built like a 4th command center. So at least he will have a lot of places to garrison his workers. It'll be interesting to see how much damage the T4 air can do. There's quite a lot of fighters flying around here. Maybe looking to get some damage now. Luckyashman just hitting T3. What has he been up to? He's been stuck in T2 for so long. Don't quite understand it. He's really mucked up, I guess. Attack and Kraken here, trying to keep him alive. Kraken losing some fighters over here. Kraken being really annoying as Raph tries to build a sentry post on the coast. Gets denied. Like Fluffy is trying to get through this wall now, but a few strike mechs and some frigates here just target his units. Did surprisingly well. And I'm going to see Frost hit T4 and nobody's really done anything to him. He's got as much fighters as RV has, but he's T4. RV has just started this. Any sort of economic slinging? No. Let's just maybe just cut some corners. Fighters still on the base here for Frost, not sending them out yet. He's just got fast fighters. They'll try to build batteries and stuff everywhere, are they? To weather this storm. Rabbit's army's been cleaned up. He's building more troopers in the base. Strike Mike dying to a bad one? No, they should win with the mounting. And their frigates as well. So here comes the fast air advanced fighters now, not even fast fighters. And you got the shields, you just got the armor as well. And some air and some strike mechs. It's a really bad timing here for RVA. Not looking very good for him. He's going to have the T4 air on him now as well. And, you know, he's like the only air civ for this team. Does have the batteries. The batteries are extremely strong. Get a kill here or there. He's got the fortress to garrison a bunch of workers then. So he's not entirely losing all his workers. The Kraken showing up here. Anti-air troopers actually helping out here from FluffyRabbit. Frost forced to sort of move on because there's not really anything to kill. Good fair amount of garrisoning around. But now FluffyRabbit are going to be taking the brunt of it, and the anti-air trooper is not going to be the best against T4 air. Just hear them screaming as they get shot down in the streets here. his way to T4. He seems to be okay though, and he would have boomed, so maybe he can get like a late game composition out and just sort of carve through the team. Because I think he's going to hit T4 before Frost can actually do the damage he would want to do to him. I can see in the air. I think it maybe got cleaned up actually. Frost's not really built any more fighters though, which is strange. If he just built more, he could be hitting Raphael now as well. So he's built a lot of batteries. A lot of turrets and batteries everywhere. And try and get the heavy weapons factories up just to get those heavy artillery out and get that push going. The idea would be kill off Ashman very quickly, then maybe Kraken, and then just get into a good spot and push through the team. Be up to the other team to, you know, get some good ground forces together to actually slow and stop the push. Harvey now just going to be pumping out the fighters, I'm assuming, being annoying. Harassing on his side and hoping that Fluffy can make sure that they don't push on this side. You see the artillery coming out. Frost's got some interceptors and some fighters chasing down the fighters of RVA. And Kraken as well. There's a little bit of a problem that they're all trying to do the same thing. I think they're going to be lacking in ground forces here. And the artillery starts marching. What they really could have dealt with is just having like a strong position and then, you know, one of them being like just building like the anti-unit for this, so maybe like mass mounties or something would really help. If you could wipe this army, you know, in like a surprise attack, it would really take a lot of the sting out of how far ahead Raphael is from the rest of the people in the game. Give them a lot of time to catch up. Because he's kind of just gone from a boom into this, and it's going to take time to get the troopers he wants to get out, get all the research for it and everything. He's not built up any like strike mechs or anything to support this. If anything, at most, he might end up relying on, you know, RVA to kill off like things if he's there. Very heavy weapons focused, getting on the anti-arm reveals as well. There's a few troopers showing up now. Secret Nova here, hidden behind the carbon. It's all looking a bit quiet. Fluffy is still making his trooper armies. Again, not getting much pressure. Like a good economy. Just needs to maybe make like a stronger unit composition, you know? Add some artillery and just attack. Carve through this position. Keep Kissm busy. And, you know, by proxy maybe attack busy as well. So I've got all the upgrades, at least the damage ones here for the repeater troopers. They get their armor upgrades for free. The artillery coming in. Just needs to watch because they like to hit these walls by default. They're doing a little bit of friendly fire damage to themselves there. Ashman not really looking well equipped for this. Yeah, there's a lot of that's pretty good from Kraken. Gonna need a lot more though. And the problem is there's just no army to help him. Ashman doesn't have anything. Frost's only really got air. The air and the Mounties could take this. Ah, he's making the mistake of making some troopers. Should just keep making Mounties. It does have the turret though, so Raphael playing it very patient. Just going to leapfrog turrets as he pushes in here. Make sure he never gets truly overwhelmed or pushed out of the position. Building some new infrastructure here as well. I think if they were better coordinated though, they could take a really good trade, but Frost just seems to be, you know, fighting in the skies here with RVA. He's got the better interceptors. Being Rebel Alliance. And Fluffy sending one of his armies this way as well. Really too sure what these two up to on this side. They really should have just killed them off. There could be a big fleet from the Gungans now as well at this point, especially with fishing. Good fishing eco. Like some cruisers and stuff would be really annoying. And unfortunately, not very well coordinated. The Mounties just going in alone. They just need support. They need like some ground units from Lucky Ashman. Like these assault mechs would have really helped at the time. And I think Frost having some air would have helped as well, but he lost his air. Now RBA here is sort of standing in between the army and him. A few more Mounties running out here, getting some kills off and stuff. There's a lot of troopers at the moment. But we do have those forces from Fluffy distracting things. And some Mounties from Frost as well, so they're actually getting some good damage here, but the air is going to make sure they don't advance too much. But they've sort of stopped it a little bit in its tracks. This is just where you need pressure on the other side. Like some cruisers here, killing off Fluffy's base. And then just pouring units into the side, you know, into the economy, onto the trade, into RVA's economy. He's just there. It's difficult for him to deal with that. It seems it's all just a bit underperforming here on the other side. And insisting on just making air here as well. Like bombers into interceptors, not a great trade. Creating a game where RV can just build air as a pocket and, you know, flourish. If there's ground units with static, you know, anti-air defense and stuff, that makes it much more difficult to just defend it with air and to help your wing. So the Genosian army is starting to march through here. Got some artillery trying to get out here from Frost, but it's a bit late. Doesn't have his +2 yet, and there's so many units here, just flooding in. More turrets, getting on the Nova, he's going to get all this extra resources as well. It's like, what, 2 ore patches, some Nova. That'll just lead itself into more static defense and more units here in this position. This is good, some strike mechs and stuff, it's kind of what was needed. Gotta watch out though for the speeders. The bombers actually getting some damage in here, which is interesting. I would have thought the interceptors would just clean them up. There's so many, he's got the 3 control groups of air. This is what I mean, you need to have a lot of ground units when someone does this, just to punish them for it. So the interceptor's going to clean up the bombers, no problems. The bomber's really bad shout here. I think they would have been best to just go with like mechs and boats and you know, artillery and stuff from the resistance. And airmobiles, they get good ones. They're the only air civs, I think they're the only air civ really that get the best. All the range and stuff. Again, trying to take a push here, but I just kind of need a little bit more. Fluffy as well, got some units here helping add a bit of meat shield. Oh, these Wookiee troopers are actually, must have gotten all the upgrades for them because they're performing really well. And you're starting to see that difference in health. Health and armour. He's missing an armour upgrade, huh? So why with the bombers? What on earth? You've seen a rebel player with like 2 control groups of interceptors. And these are Geonosian anti-airmobiles. No bombers! Oh dear. Oh, the strike mech's doing some really good damage. Really not a little bit too many here though. I'd like to see them getting like the back parts of the base. But it's creating some annoying, frustrating pressure. They have to rely on the speeders and stuff. It just needs to keep splitting them up, put them everywhere. And just keep flooding them in. There's lots more here. And just keep pressuring the economy that way. That way they can't reinforce as well as they would like on the side. And maybe you can just win by attrition, right? Get some fortresses and some shields. Unfortunately the shield's kind of at the front of the fortress. And the Wookiees have kind of been routed back into their troop centres now. Not trading the best here. We do see the Gungan fleet. That'll be good. Start chipping away at the infrastructure here. A lot of anti-air destroyers as well, which is great. Me and RV have a tough time dealing with this. This is kind of when you would want to have a few masters, like just 3-5 masters. Then you can just convert the cruisers. Oh, there's frigates with it as well. They're hidden with their cloaking ability. The artillery is actually kind of good against this though, if it just focuses. And they're really freaking out about the strike mechs in the economy. Kissm though just needs to sort of split them up, right? Not just have them all in one control group, because then you're kind of just playing against the other person's, you know, multitasking what they're focusing. Army from FluffyRabbit here, trying to clean up the boats, but here comes the air. And you got the destroyers, and the interceptors, and the fighters all having a trade here. And slowly killing off those cruisers. They killed a fortress, a shield, a few things there. But they are all dying to all these troopers, which are just beating them in cost efficiency. But they have made it to late game without really losing all the players, so maybe. Maybe they can push this back and win the game. It looks like they're going to put an end to these strike mech shenanigans. Are they desperately going to try and get a wall up here? Let's put us fighters with some speeders there. Not really sure what Fluffy's got. He's got kind of like one of every unit. Got some troops in the base. He's got some fighters, some boats. He's actually a really good master civ, which would be the best. Like the way to really help his team would just be to make, you know, like the Night Mothers. Just stand here before Raphael's army and just convert like things like the assault mechs they try to use and cannons and stuff. They could convert the boats when they come. It's not really leaning on the civ's strengths. Some desperate walling, so we're getting the shield wall as well. Don't need cannons to get through this. At least can't build any more layers. A couple of cannons though, which, you know, Kissim's got here. These 4 cannons would make short work of this wall. Especially before the shields hit 3,000. And more Mounties just running in to their death. Fluffy getting some good damage here, those troopers. Ashman maybe needs to move into this space. It's a nice open space just waiting for him to build some new build command centers. Oh, the Mounties are running in. That's a problem. Where's their fighters? Don't know if they've got any anymore. So the Mounties might run in here and get some power cores and stuff and just be super annoying. They got that special speed upgrades from the Junosians. And a little bit extra health upgrades as well. I don't think he's got any of the health though. 145 is kind of the base, I think. But they are moving pretty quickly, even though it is 1.5 speed. On the power core. Power core's actually got some extra health here. Got the upgrade for it. 540. Took them a while, but I don't think they're going to get it actually. Big brain, the upgrade there. But Rabbit and Raphael still marching through here. RV sort of just holding this side with his wall and his fighters. Could hear a master somewhere, but I'm not too sure. air cruiser from Kissm. The cannons have started going for the wall. Just killing carbon, is he? Maybe try to create a gap for his units to get through. Cannons needs to be a little bit more ambitious with where they are. Maybe a worry about the air from RV kind of sniping them though. More fighters from Frost. And sort of the absence of RV looking over at the side. See the Raphael's kind of stopped building anti-air, he's relying on the interceptors now. So I think it's maybe a bit of a mistake, he should at least make some turrets as he goes here. You should always try to lean on and rely on your teammates less and less. Just frees you and them up to do so much more. Some assault mechs from Ashman, which would have been great while there's like Mounties funneling in, but not really a shield for them or anything like that. Might do some decent damage here because these units are not in shields either. You can see they do good damage, like AoE damage to the artillery. But they do go down kind of quickly as well. They've not really, you know, recouped their value in kills here, so poor investment really. What are these fighters up to? They're looking for an angle. They can shoot the traders. There was none. Now the Masters are in there though. Always rare to see a Republic player getting terrorized by Rebel Alliance Masters. Tends to happen if you don't make them yourself. If you don't know, these guys can't convert enemy Jedi, so if you're a Republic, you can basically just steal them, add them to your Jedi. So getting those 3 anti-air turrets, I can delete them. It's kind of huge when Frost tries to go for any airplay. And they're getting quite far up now. Not really getting anywhere on the other. They're still not through this. What are the cannons doing? It shouldn't take this long. There you go, like just running. There's a lot of air here, but it's not. None of it's attackers. It's just fighters and stuff. Players are not like popped though, right? I think Kissm's popped, but attack. Yeah, what was it? Where's those units though? It needs to be on this side. It seems to be just a lot of confusion. Like this side should have been their win condition. Like right now, Kissm and attack should be basically here, pushing through here. So all the air comes with the army. So it's like some mechs, the cannons and stuff. It's got some boats and that. To land some strike mechs. But they just need some permeance. They get in on the side and then you know, they got something to play for. Like, how crazy is it that FluffyRabbit's armies are over here? But they're still not advancing on them. Just getting zoned out by some fighters. You know, and you got all these anti-air mobiles, and then you should have like a dedicated airing player as well. It's crazy. It's like game losey behaviour though. Because it should have just been a race, I think. But there's no chance that the Raphael, RV and Fluffy lose this race at the moment because they're not receiving any economic pressure. And they're now just marching up and they're sort of just broken. There's not really any units getting put against them. Any damage that they've done has just been replaced because there's no attrition really. And he's just going to re-wall again, they're letting him do it. They had their chance to run through. And the cannons are gone now, and you need to build them up again to get through the wall. RV 2000 APM right now, sweating building this wall. The hardest he's ever played the game. And now there's nothing really to contest this army, it just keeps going through. It's not even that great of an army, it's just It's almost just heavy weapons. It's probably so poor at this point they can't really afford like the big bounty push. Oh dear. Boats again. Not really too much to hit though. Getting heavy mech destroyers from the Wookiees, that's not a good look, not into artillery. Almost trolling at this point. Looks like he's got traders and stuff, but I don't know. Where's the artillery? Man, they're still stuck here. Trying to get through. I'm going to try and transport everything across, but you know, pretty easy for the air to take trades with them if they want. When you do this, because you're so far away from your supporting units. And attackers now, I think that's, yeah, they're not getting anywhere here. They missed their window. I mean, their window was almost an hour and 30 minutes long, really, to get through this side. So Mounties try and take some trades here. The Acklays are covering. They got that anti-trooper bonus damage. And they benefit from all the sort of upgrades that help the Mounties as well for the Geonosians. So Acklay, good unit. It's actually a good unit, it's an Acklay a good unit. I hear the Masters converting things again. Oh dear, didn't fully wall this one. There was an angle. Oh, no, maybe there's not an angle. He's gone for the prefab shell. He's going to delete it, I guess, and he's got 100. Conversion back, or faith back. Maybe go for it. Being sneaky. On the spaceports, so you convert them, you delete them, you mess up the trade. He's going to get 2 of them, I think, but maybe not the ones that are being used. I guess I'm being very good with the bounty hunters here from the Gundams, little Vilmar Drak looking dudes. Those devil boys. It's like the last attempt to hold this from Frost here. There's cheapo Wookiee mech destroyers. I'm assuming that. I hope he's got the upgrade. Lovely check. It's criminal if he's not got it. Hey. He does have it. Again, it's not too much attrition. This is almost looking like a frontline game for Raphael here, just building all these military buildings as he goes. Like he's got infinite resources. The wall's still standing, you've got a turret behind it now and a sentry post. His attack spending all of his APM trying to land things over. Maybe putting a few units on this side, but it's never enough to really make a difference. You've got to focus your attention 100% somewhere. It's funny, we highlighted this at the start, how important the centre is, but I guess I'm the only one grabbing up their auto attacks there as well. So they're getting all this extra res, but you know, it's not really helped. So they can't get anywhere, they can't get across. And it sounds like they're all just sort of calling GG now. They've been unable to stop the march of the Geonosians. Is this like a preemptive BMGG? I don't know. Nobody's quit. The replay isn't broken, is it? Nope. So they're like, GG, no, stay. We can win, guys, we can win. This is a pretty pathetic Masters. Did get a shield though. But a lot died. And Ashman gonna call it quits there. I'd like to see RV build a couple of forts here and just help Raphael out a bit with some cannons. It would have been nice. Since he's he's building all the shields, and RV's had this is his bargain game of his life, where he's just putting all his ore into walls, hoarding all his ore. So everyone quitting off there. It's an interesting one, but we can certainly see why, you know, because I don't think on paper really the team of 5 should lose this one, but they've kind of just played it in a way that's sort of let them lose. Created sort of a perfect environment for RV to be super effective, just building air units. Raphael just to sort of boom and then get a push going, and then them just to never be able to actually, you know, like wipe out that push and stall. And then again, they're not playing for a win condition anywhere else on the map either. So it's just that it was a slow loss on this side. But GG, well played to everyone involved, and I hope you've all enjoyed that. If you want to see more from the channel, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel. If you want to get involved with these games, you'll find the Discord link down below in the description, just where everyone gets on and chats about the game, you know, lets everyone know when a game's playing, because sometimes it's hard to coordinate with such a low player base, and we all play that on foobly.com, which will be a link for it as well. And if you want to support the channel another way, you'll find a PayPal link down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye bye.